how are things doing at IHC? I mean, we always hear they do well in sports. Obviously, they win various titles there, and we all cheer them on that. But on a day-to-day basis, really the IHC and the elementary schools that are related to it represent the only large-scale alternative to public education here in the North Country, correct?
Yeah, and I think that's a great word, alternative. Parents have options here in town, and we face some significant challenges at IHC, and we can be frank during this period of time about what those challenges are, and because we're facing them. But I think we're also fortunate because we're creatively attacking those challenges, and by doing that, even in this fiscal environment, IHC is not going to cut any academic programs next year. We are not laying off any teachers next year. We will not cut any athletic or extracurricular program next year. In fact, we're probably adding an elective or two next year. So we're finding creative ways, and we're being aggressive to ensure that the quality of our program, which has been here for 130 years, remains just as high quality for the next 130 years.
Now, how is a school like IHC, how is it paid for? Is it strictly tuition, or is there money from somewhere else?
There's money from a variety of sources. Tuition is the principal revenue of our Catholic school, and I think of most Catholic schools. Another important source of revenue is the church itself. So churchgoers here in town, a portion of their contributions every Sunday is then provided by the pastors back to the school system. It's a very important source of funding. We also conduct fundraising activities. Part of my job is to expand those activities and to be a bit more strategic about them.
Right.
We also get a substantial number of grants, either from organizations or from individuals. And we actually just got one yesterday that, at an appropriate moment, I would like to highlight because it was very exciting.
Were you like people just give you gifts, individuals, or is it money left in a will, or how's that?
Both. We get gifts in all kinds of ways. So yet today I opened a $5,000 check from a well-meaning person who said they want to help scholarships for kids that want to go to school there. Yesterday I was at the Watertown Chamber of Commerce, the business after-hours roundtables, great events. Dr. Sani hosted it over at his eye center there, and he got up during that event and said he was announcing that he was creating a scholarship fund for students who would like to attend IHC, who've never been there before, who have may have a financial need and therefore financially haven't been able to come to IHC. So these would be full tuition scholarships, any grade. He's setting that fund up. He's going to pay for the first 10 full tuition scholarships, and he challenged the community and the business members to contribute 90 additional scholarships. So that's a fund. It'll be my job to work the mechanics of that and help put it together. But that's 100 full tuition scholarships that we think is part of our mission to help the community and the entire community. If a child or a family wants an education at IHC, we're going to figure out a way for them to afford that education.
Well, how much is tuition if you're not getting any?
Well, it depends, of course, on what grade level you're in. So, for example, if you're a high school student, if you're what we call a supporting member of a parish, meaning you're also giving money every Sunday and that money's going to the church, your tuition is roughly $4,000. It's changing as we're going through our budget changes, even as we speak, but essentially $4,000. If you're not a supporting member of a parish, then the tuition is, I think it's about $5,400. This is at the high school level. You go down to the junior high school level, tuition is somewhat less, and then down at the elementary school level, we're talking tuition in the $2,200 range, etc.
It's a fairly large commitment for a family to if they have 3 or 4 kids.
Well, it depends how you look at it. If you look at it the way I look at how I pay for my car, I don't look at how much I pay for my car per year. I look at what I'm paying per month. I got 3 kids in the school system. When I add up what it takes to send them to this quality of an education per month, it's darn affordable, and it's a value. In addition, if you have more than one child in the school system, you automatically get a multiple student discount.
Right.
If you have 3 children in one of our schools, your third child is going to get half off of their tuition, 50%. If you have a fourth or a fifth, you don't pay tuition for those children. We're actually looking at the new principal, as well as Mrs. Graham, our long experienced principal, looking at ways to adjust that policy over time so we can expand our multiple student discount policies to embrace the whole school system in a way that addresses concerns we've heard from parents over time.
All right. Well, obviously some people are not in a position to spend that kind of money. What do you do for them?
What they should do is pick up the phone and call us. They're going to talk to 2 very competent ladies in our business office, and they can come in and sit down and explain their situation. And I have yet to see a situation where those 2 ladies have been unable to find a solution to get that family to come to school. We have some 35 to 40%, it depends on how you count the numbers, receive some form of financial aid or scholarship.
Now, you told me before the show that about 1/5 of your enrollment are not Catholics.
That's right. We welcome all. IHC is a Catholic school system, and that is one of our core competencies is an education based on the Catholic faith. But we invite students of all faiths to attend our schools. They do not have to worship as Catholics in our schools. They do go through religious education classes. They are exposed to what the religion's about. But they don't have to be Catholic. And we have a substantial number, like I said, of those students. That's 20% of our student body.
Okay. And how many students you have in the K through 12?
In K through 12 right now, we have approximately, I think today's number is 560, and that would include 302 at the junior and senior high level, and whatever the difference is, I think it's 200 and something at the elementary school. And that includes, we have 25 foreign students who come on an exchange basis and add an important element of diversity to the school.
Now, do parents, more often than not, send their kids all the way through K through 12, or do they let them go to the public schools in the lower grades and then move them over there in the high school for various issues? Parents
do both. You can imagine among 536 domestic students, you have every sort of situation. For the most part, if a family enrolls their child at the elementary level, they tend to keep their child in our school system all the way through high school graduation. Overwhelmingly, that is the case. We do have situations where families who have chosen the public school system for elementary school decide, for whatever reason, either at the junior high level or at the high school 9th grade level, to enter our school system, and we'll see that. And then occasionally you have a kid, and this happens, in both directions. Sometimes kids just find they're not happy in one place or another, or the parents aren't happy in one place or another, and we'll get students like that mid-year or 10th grade enter the school system as well.
You still have to wear a uniform?
There is still a uniform at the school system, and it is consistent with the environment we have. It's a disciplined environment. Right. It's a safe environment. It's a values-based environment.